Hello everyone, I am Sheena Talwar. I am Indian-based mosaic artist. I am based out of New Delhi. I am here to share my story with you all about Sheenaz Mosaics. And before I begin, a special mention to Rajiram for creating this wonderful platform connecting women of Indian origin based out of different geographies and working in different fields of art. Uh, it's a lovely opportunity here to share my story with you all, and I feel privileged. Thank you so much, Raji, for the opportunity. Now, about myself, I am an ex IBMer. My stint with IBM lasted for 10 years. I worked in human resources as well as business operations and different aspects of HR work in which I worked is talent management, corporate social responsibility, OD trainings, etc. Um, the journey from boardrooms to art studio was not overnight. It took quite some time for me to take this decision. I was blessed with my first child in 2011. I was blessed with a daughter. Her name is Temira. And subsequently, I was blessed with a son in the year 2014. Initial period was very enjoyable with both the munchkins, but slowly it started taking toll on my health and my wealth and my mental well-being. And I started feeling very depressed, stressed out, very very much tied down, you know. And the feeling of loss of identity, self-esteem was always there. To cope up with the situation and this mind frame, I started engaging myself in different art forms like Kalamkari, Madhubani, Sipurix carving. Because initially in school days, I had taken commercial arts, so I was inclined towards art form, artwork. But I never got an opportunity to, get involved in it that much. So I loved spending some time in art. But I knew that this was not my calling. I can, simply engage myself in this art form as a hobby. But this is not my calling. Um, Coincidentally, I saw a mosaic and I was very much attracted towards it. And that's when I started exploring about it. I did a lot of research. I took a lot of trainings overseas also from UK mentors and some mentors based out of US. I imported my tools from there, some glass, tools, and a lot of other equipments that were required. You can say almost all my PF I've spent, getting on importing all this stuff because it's not available in India, and whatever is available is of very cheap quality. So we cannot rely on them completely. So, my first projects were making small trays, small coasters. I still remember making a small wall panel of a meditating Buddha, which was my first commission given to me by my colleague for his wife who's into meditation. And it was very encouraging when in first month everything was sold out. Also, I went commercial after 2 years of practicing. So I practiced a lot for 2 years. And then I started posting my stuff on social media. First, I started with Facebook and later on Instagram also. So it was the response was quite encouraging. So then I actually started thinking about creating my page, thinking about a name for it. And I always wanted, to begin something commercially. A full-time artist maybe with two kids it was difficult, but I started taking out time at night when kids were asleep, and my husband was majorly into traveling that time. So I started taking small commissions of trays, small wall panels, small mirrors, and the result was that I started Sheena Mosaics, the page. Sheena Mosaics, and more. I transitioned from learning mosaics to teaching mosaics from last 2 years. I get students from different areas like architecture background, some interns in architecture, a few students from fine arts. I also get requests to attend classes from housewives, and the list goes on. I also have had some kids coming and learning and making small gift items for their parents. I have initially done corporate, you know, engagement activities. So they were, initially I explored a lot in this line, but from last year, I actually have started incorporating Indian art forms, Indian folk art in mosaics, because I don't see that anybody has explored much in that field, and the amalgamation of Indian folk art and mosaics is very difficult actually, because our art form has a lot of details into it. If we look into the gods and the goddesses from Hindu mythology, there are a lot of details involved. And cutting of glass and placing them, or doing some intricate details which are available, it was very difficult. So that attracted me a lot. And I, from last year, I started doing gods and goddesses and mosaics. Apart from that, I graduated myself from these small wall panels and abstracts and wildlife to making portraits. I do portraits from real time pictures that are being provided to me by the clients. I also do a lot of real wildlife photography pictures. I convert them into mosaics. Some are on request basis. Some are my project which I want to do, and then later I just put it up in exhibitions. I have till date done 2 exhibitions wherein I've exhibited my mosaics, and they were appreciated a lot. And that keeps encouraging me. This kind of encouragement is required in my field, because not that every piece will get sold, and not that every piece is perfect, and constant feedback that is given to me during exhibitions by the art critiques, the professors that come from the art colleges, it is very important. Lockdown from last year gave me another opportunity to explore a completely different product line, that is vintage brass. So, Sheena Mosaics and more means that I deal in mosaics and in vintage brass as well. So, from last year, I started curating some unique vintage brass products, some wooden artifacts from south of India, um, and I was never into brass. First of all, it's all because of Instagram that I have come across some really beautiful ladies, some beautiful souls that I have now become friends with, from clients to friends now. And slowly and suddenly, slowly I got engaged with them, their posts and their decor ideas, and it attracted me towards the brass. And since then, there is no looking back. I'm curating brass for most of my clients, for a few decorators as well. And it varies from vintage brass to new brass pieces that I do. I feel that we live once, and we should listen to the internal voice guiding us to the call of life. And there should not be any question in the end that, why I did not do that. Because I've seen a lot of women regretting later on that I left my job for my kids, for my family, and I regret that big time. So I never wanted to, fall into that category. I was a bit anxious when I started this mosaics, because I was not sure whether I'll be able to do that. Will I be able to take it seriously? or will that be just a part time or a hobby for me? My parents were not that happy because it required a lot of handling of fragile items and some really threatening situations they have seen wherein I have poked myself really bad and I was bleeding really badly. So initially there was a lot of opposition when I started doing the mosaics, and with consistent and constant working on this, I think I am now sitting in front of you and sharing my story. So now I teach mosaics. I'm still learning from domestic and international platforms, and I wish to take it up to another level. I wanted to join some, workshops abroad, but could not last year. I could not fly down to Paris because of Corona. But I wish that Corona situation is under control in some time, and then I can fly and I can, gain some more knowledge on mosaics internationally, and I can also, work on different forms of mosaics, because what I am learning right now or what I am doing right now is only the tip of the iceberg, and there is still a lot to be learned, and I am always open for any opportunity and any challenge that comes up, be it new projects or be it new workshops, new techniques of learning. And I feel there is no end to learning. And thank you, Raji, for this opportunity of sharing my story here with everybody here, because I feel that we all are going through a very tough time right now, and inspiring each other by sharing stories, our journeys is a major booster for a lot of us. I get inspired by listening to a lot of people that I've seen on your page. And even Instagram has been such a blessing in disguise that, I have made such lovely friends here. There is so much inspiration from, Instagram. There are so many artist friends now that I have who keeps inspiring me, who keep on telling me, okay, this is what you can do extra. And it's amazing. Thank you so much for listening up to me, and all the best to you. My wishes to this page and to the lovely ladies who are listening to me, and